What's up, Five Reasons family? Five Reasons family! What's up, Five Reasons family? Five Reasons family! Come on now! Oh! Hey! Oh! Hey! Hey!
Oh my goodness!
Cause I can't do the little Uzi bird up here.
I just want to rock. Yeah. I just want to rock.
Welcome back to RET, where we put the reacting entertainment intelligence, you know. I'm your humble host, BHM. I'm joined by my co-host, Steph Carr, Smedley.
Hi.
Goddess. Love what I producer again.
Kitty.
Her is off screen right now.
Oh my goodness!
And if you're new here, thanks for joining us. Go ahead and subscribe. Give this video a like, drop a clap down in the comments, and let's get into the reaction of Happy Black History Month.
Yes.
We black, y'all.
It's the black time. Ain't no time like the black time. Oh, welcome back, baby. Oh, you never heard them niggas back in the day? You know that? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
God is with me.
Jamal, listen. Bruh.
I'm just
God
very
is with me.
confused.
What happened? What Gary face was?
Yeah. What are you doing?
What? It's Honey B. What's your impression of it then, Gary? Honey B.
Of who?
Of like old school.
Old school black.
Yeah.
Old school blacks.
It depends on where they're from.
That is true. The South?
Let me kiss you, baby.
I just always think of them old men. They be like, "Hey there, baby, how you doing today?"
Baby,
You're looking good, little young.
Not tender,
I'm
wrong.
around the wrong old.
I wasn't
Wait,
old
which
enough for
one
that,
you
y'all.
be around then?
Nah, I'm familiar with those old dudes too.
Okay.
But like, damn, like, them motherfuckers, the way y'all put it, they predatory.
They are.
That's crazy.
Low key.
Let's not say those things.
Y'all mama should have hired y'all away from them niggas.
And then the young little thing over there.
Like y'all go into y'all apartments and shit. They like y'all mom should put coats over y'all and just smoke y'all into the house away from you.
Nah,
Not
what
a
was
coat.
worse with the old man who thought your grandma was fine back in the day? Oh, your grandma was fine. Like, why are you telling me? I don't care.
My grandma's still fine.
I mean, honestly.
I greatly appreciate the fact my grandma
Awful.
was in Louisiana, so I couldn't see that. And then my other one was like in the house. So I didn't have to do it.
Nah, I had to.
I remember niggas used to hit on my mom. Man. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember niggas used to hit on my mom.
I remember that.
That was crazy.
Wow.
So react.
Right, what did we react?
Oh, I'm sorry. Happy Black History Month. We just like Disturbo, we didn't come up with a fancy name this time, but we decided to go ahead and react to pretty much black movies, or for some people, it's black hood movies. It depends on how racist you are to categorize it. But
Let
yeah,
me interject.
this,
We are not reacting to any hood movies.
You said what?
We're not reacting to any hood movies. Because when you say hood movies, I'm thinking like Tubi quality. Shout out to Tubi.
No, those
We're
are
not
ghetto
doing that.
ratchet.
No, those different. Those are like low budget hood movies. But the thing, like, you have quality hood movies in the world.
Yes, but like.
You mean movies that take place in the hood?
No, wait. So, but some of these movies are hood movies. They don't take away from the fact that they're hood movies.
I don't think they're hood.
Wow.
Boys,
I don't know, I guess-
Boys in the Hood.
I don't think that's a hood movie.
It's in the
That's the
name.
word.
Yeah, like that's not a hood movie.
I was gonna say that. Nah, first movie.
That's
I
a
was
good
thinking
classic.
was Belly.
Belly's not a hood movie.
Belly is a hood movie.
It's a gangster movie.
It's a you can say yeah, gangster.
Okay,
Gangster's
fine.
widespread. But gangster's widespread. Goodfellas, fucking. But today we wound up watching and reviewing 1992 South Central, directed by Steve Anderson,
Hey.
starring Glenn Plummer, Byron Keith Means, and actually, surprisingly, I wasn't aware of this. Executive produced by Oliver Stone. They called me. I don't know if there's two Oliver Stones running around in the '90s like that, but that's very impressive. But the reason that we decided to do it this way is because one of our hosts here is not really in the hood movies like that, or black movies in total.
I wonder who that is.
I wonder who
I
that
wonder
is.
who that.
I wonder who that is.
I wonder who that is.
I wonder who that is.
It's not Gary.
It's not much.
So we're just going to be checking these movies out for the first time. Now, me and Gary have watched this before. Mochi and Goddess have not. This is their first time watching South Central.
It is.
Which is, for the ones I'm making it super quick, this is a movie about a man by the name of Bobby Johnson who recently got out of jail. And he was part of starting up this really big gang in LA. Wound up catching a murder charge, going back to jail for 10 years. He had a son that went from newborn to 10 years old that was fucking stealing for the top gang leader who just so happened to be Bobby Johnson's best friend. Got shot, he lived through it, and now he's in the system. Bobby gets out of jail, wants his son back, and he fights for him for the most part. So it's a touching family drama. But I'm gonna give it to the newbies who haven't seen this. What did you guys think? First impressions. Who want to start off?
Okay, so I'ma just go ahead and say it. I'm the one who do not watch not all black movies. Okay. Anywho, as my first time watching this, I did like it.
Yes.
I did get frustrated in some parts dealing with the kids and the mama.
Y'all should have saw her face.
I wish we would have got that on camera because that was the reaction.
This movie irritated me in some points, but God, I'm not watching this again. But it is a good movie, but I will not be watching it again. And the little boy, it's not his fault, but he needs his ass whooped. Like, he's old enough to know his little ass can't do shit. So stop acting tough. I have no words for this movie. Like,
you know what's crazy? I would have felt the same way you did, but I didn't think about how important this particular scene was until now. Because I haven't seen this movie like in fucking years. Right? The part where the son, I forgot his name in the damn movie. Jimmy. Yeah. So Jimmy, spoilers, of course, everybody. Jimmy decided after he got out of the hospital, he was talking to a social worker, said his mama wasn't shit. They put him in a boys' home. And when he first arrived there, he looked like a square. So these little hood rat kids was about to approach him. He screamed his gang set, they backed the fuck off. So to a certain extent, like, he was fucking, having that aura of that protection, he used it in his benefit. So of course it was really hard to get off of that.
So you mean you didn't see the importance of the gang in his life until that moment? Or the importance of gangs?
I feel like that's all he knew. But I feel like at that very moment, as compared to later when they kidnapped the guy who shot him, this actually showed like, with me being part of this thing, it's going to protect me. Because remember, this kid
adults in this movie pissed me off.
Yeah. Is that the adults?
Yes.
That's the whole point. Is about systematic problems. Bobby Johnson's dad was in his life. You know what I'm saying? So
the mama didn't even try to give a damn.
That's
and then the fact, oh my gosh, and then she brought him as a baby into a fucking club. And just having this baby being passed around.
Wait, who fault is that? The mama fault or the bodyguard fault? The bouncer.
It's everybody's fault.
The bouncer, this nigga had a job. He just got there. He just let the newborns in. Like,
it's just, no. Ugh. Next.
That would be me.
Gary, I like the movie. Okay, I like the movie.
You don't have to explain to me.
I just won't be watching it again, though.
Why? Because the trauma?
No, okay.
Because the mom pissed her off really bad.
What?
No, she don't. I think she doesn't like when like black people are represented like that.
Exactly. Thank you. Like, yeah.
No, hey, I would agree.
That's one of the reasons why I do not watch.
Nah, see, I would agree with you on that part, but you gotta think about it. Like, that's why I'm glad they had characters like the nurse, powerful black woman. You know what I'm saying? Stepping up, showing his boys another way. That was a great character. The dad turning his script. Mustafa. I don't know who the fuck that nigga name is. We got
Ali.
named by
Ali.
his son.
Ali.
Ali. It was Ali.
It was
That was a
Ali.
standard Muslim name. I passed that right up. But that brother being in that brother's life to trade that brother's life forever of that brothers.
Yeah, but it's always supposed to, like, I don't know.
This came out '92.
But it's like, never mind. I don't have to explain myself.
No, don't look at it like if you explain to yourself. But like, a lot of people are like that though. Like, they get sick of like the same black cycles of movies.
Yeah.
For sure. Like same stereotypes and shit. Yeah. So, what about you, Mochi?
Okay, so
Just let y'all know, Mochi seen like this movie's 90 minutes. Mochi seen like 16.
wow, y'all are messed up. I have seen a good amount of this movie.
She heard a good amount of this movie.
85% of it on her phone.
She heard the movie was good.
All I heard was
We y'all hear my nails clicking and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, no.
What's your problem?
explain yourself.
Explain yourself. So first of all, I grew up in a single parent. I'm biased. So first of all, I like the movie. I generally like most movies that have a struggle to a point where a character makes a conscious choice to change and not just change just because of like I'm forced to, because he wasn't necessarily forced to change. He made the choice to change, and I'm talking about Body.
Okay, I was gonna say, is that the Lion King you described?
No, I'm talking
Wow.
about Body. And what I mean by he made the choice to change is he could have heard the directive from the dude who you called Mustafa Ali, and completely ignored it and continued on down the road of vengeance and anger that he was used to, but he decided to break the cycle. I like movies with that storyline because it shows the redemptive power of making the choice for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the moment when he could have shot his best friend, but he decided to put the gun down and show his son, listen, there are opportunities that you have to take that you can turn your life around. And I can be that example. Like, to me, that is a good indication of what, like, I guess story. It wasn't really a whole lot of story at all. It was very quick. Like, 1 minute he was out of jail, then the next minute he was in jail, and then he was back out, and the son was 10. There was a lot happening.
That's very
my
realistic.
thing is, if you claim, like, when parents be like, oh, I love you, because I know someone that does this. Go in and out, promise their kids, oh, I'm gonna be good, I'm gonna do this, and then turn around and do the same bullshit that got you into it, and then want respect from the kids, or y'all trying to be an example. Okay.
Are you describing the Lion King?
Oh my god.
It's like why?
I get what she's saying.
If you have a child, start from day one. Don't wait.
Okay.
This is irritating. Like, okay.
You really don't like black movies.
I get what you're saying, but like you have to take into context that people mess up. Parents mess up and make mistakes.
But over and over.
Yes, because we're all people. It's stupid, it's dumb, and I understand where you're coming from, but it happens. The thing about it is, what you're describing is somebody who hasn't made the choice for themselves to change.
Yeah.
Even
or
though
they don't know how.
Right. I feel like they know how, they just don't want to because it's uncomfortable.
Or it's hard.
It's hard. It's very hard to get out of those habits.
Especially if they given everything to, like, if someone's giving you the opportunity to do good, you take it, and then it's hard. You gonna go back to the same shit?
But what if they don't get? But what if they don't get the opportunity? You know? Like, some people don't have the opportunity, and then some people are battling demons that they just can't shake without help. Right. So, you know.
But if the help is there, and you see that the help is there, and you decide to just continue to do.
But in this particular case, let's look at Bobby. Like, he didn't really have that help when he first got out of jail. He was still trying to impress his friends to say that he was still down and do all this other extra shit. So the opportunity wasn't there until somebody literally had to show him the way.
And it was forceful almost. Like dude had to be aggressive in how he spoke to him in the first place to get him to pay attention. And like I too know somebody, and unfortunately they didn't learn their lesson, which is a lesson in, not taking the opportunities that are afforded to you to get out of certain situations. The gang life is, it is what it is. But had plenty of opportunities and didn't take it, and it literally ends up taking me out. That shit is not cool. Like I know plenty of kids. If you watch this video, or you know people in your life who are in the streets like that, it's not cool. Like you're selling yourself over for people who really don't care about you. They don't care about you. You crying by yourself because you struggling, and they would rather watch you struggle so they can get money and get up. They're at the top of the food chain. You're not. You trying to get there, but you're really bottom of the barrel. And at the end of the day, they'll come to your funeral and sit there and sob, but the whole time when you really needed them, they are nowhere to be found. I'm just saying. Or you're in jail for them. For them. Literally for them. And your life is gone. So I say, leave the gang life behind. There's better opportunities and other things. This kid, she was like, do you go to school? They were like, kid, you don't make money going to school. Baby. That's how you feel? But that's what you're taught, and it's regurgitated over and over and over again. And I like the fact that Bobby took the opportunity to break the cycle. It's a cycle thing, but like Gary was saying, the psychological stuff that you're trying to break past, and the mental, it's easier. It is easier to go back because you can watch somebody and they're like, "I'm gonna try."
Because for some people, that's all they know.
But you got to change your mind. If I've been stuck in something for 10+ years, and then 2 months I'm trying something new, it's easy to just go back to your habit and just ignore the new stuff that you learned, because it's just like, man, that's something that I have to try at. This is just easy, but the thing about it is, it costs more. It costs your life, it costs your relationships, it costs your family. Like,
then how is that easy? Like, I don't understand that. Like, then they sit up there and cry, like, I don't want to get out, I don't want to be.
It's habit.
I think it's a lack of accountability. It's a lack of.
Really?
Let's be honest, because I'm not going to blame Jimmy. I'm not going to blame.
No. Jimmy's not the problem.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, Bobby being grown, like, he was already a strong person enough to say, look, I'm about to take these fucking charges on myself. I'm about to sit here for 10 years because I'm not going to rattle nobody, right?
Right.
So you can take accountability for the wrong shit, but the true accountability really kicks in when old boy said, like, you said it. You in here with me in jail, and you find out that your son got shot in the back for stealing fucking radios for your nigga who's supposed to be your best friend. Mm-hmm. So I feel like a lot of people put themselves in a situation of not really looking at the bigger picture and not being accountable for their actions. Because a lot like the people y'all referring to are grown at this point, I'm pretty sure. Well, we're grown at one point. So my whole thing is like, usually if you are a person that can sit back and take accountability for your actions, from there you learn and you can grow. And that means if you allow yourself to grow, you allow yourself to change. Not every person is responsible for the situations they put themselves into. But if you can really break it down and see that there is some kind of accountability because you allowed yourself to be making certain decisions and shit like that, right, it's easier for you to realize, okay, this led to this, so I need to do something that don't lead down that road.
You would think consequence would be able to kind of go, oh, maybe I should stop.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Because this accountability works in all aspects. You know what's crazy? I seen something earlier, which of course makes perfect sense. Why, when somebody, let's say, person A does something wrong to person B, every time it's a fight for the breakout, the person B is about to whoop person A ass, they're like, nah, don't do it, be the big person. Why would you tell a person who wasn't responsible for the action to begin with to be the bigger person?
Oh, yeah.
Right? We're very familiar with that. But my whole thing is like, you know what's funny? If that person does decide to be the bigger person, it's a sense of accountability to say, you know what? I'm accountable of how I move forward on this person, where this will lead me to, comparing to turn the other cheek. So I feel like, because I promise, I can't do what I preach all the time. Sometimes I do have to do what the fuck I feel like I have to do. But as I've grown older, I have learned, in the sense of having accountability towards things that would be better for my family or for myself or for my future if I do have any kind of value in it whatsoever.
Right.
Which I feel like we all should.
Yeah, we should. But you introspective.
But you have to.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
There are people who don't, for some odd reason, introspect.
I feel like because
audit themselves.
Because that's the accountability. They don't want to be accountable. They don't want to feel like they're responsible. For sure.
That's true. Because somebody was talking about. I hate to bring this couple up, and I'm sorry, but I was watching this girl's video on Blueface and Christian. I don't know. Krishan. I hate to bring them up because I'm annoyed by what they do, but
I'm annoyed by the fact that she ain't got no damn tooth.
Doesn't have anyone around her that holds her accountable to her actions, and it comes off. And why I say accountable to her actions, I mean the violence that she puts on is within her own ability to control.
Yeah.
While yes, I get that she's in a hostile environment, she also doesn't have to allow it to continue to strike a match in her, right? But she chooses, rather than saying, okay, I'm going to use my words, because that's my thing. I would use my words more than I'm using my fist, because no, don't do that, people. We do not be that way. But I was going to say, like, honestly, people treat her like she's crazy because she jumps to physical immediately before she thinks about it. And so she hits somebody and she's like, well, logically to her, it makes sense. You made me mad. I hit you. Mm. But it makes her look like she might be valid in what she's upset about. But because she hasn't been accountable to her actions, nobody cares.
But that's the thing. I mean, this isn't new. You know what I'm saying? We've always had couples that had rough patches. We always had people that do not know how to really justify their actions. Mm-hmm. And we also got people who don't know how to really just get their point off in one particular kind of way. Yeah. I've seen plenty of people like her that have grown old and then they learn the errors of their ways, whatever they used to do when they was younger. But what does not help is that we can't say, look, she doesn't have the right people around her, but it could be the fact that she has too many of the wrong people around her.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
If I'm her and I try to explain myself and that shit goes on the internet and it probably get like 5,000 views or something, little Twitter video or whatever. But if I fucking, in that same kind of argument, punch somebody in the fucking face, and that shit gives me 2 million views, and that shit gets my song more hits, you gonna keep doing it. The attention keeps coming because money keeps coming, all that kind of shit.
Yeah, that's their situation, and they've said that plenty of times.
Yeah,
like they're doing it for the money. But that's different from like what happened in South Central, though.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Of course, yeah. I'm just talking about accountability issues.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about like what happened in the movie. Paralleling those two, it's just a conversation about accountability and how, piggybacking on the fact that when you're accountable for your actions, making the choice to change, you have to change once you become accountable to your actions, because you see the problem.
Accountability. I'm telling you,
the problem isn't. It wasn't Jimmy. It wasn't the woman. It wasn't even his best friend. It was his choices.
Accountability creates change.
Yeah,
I promise you, because it works in any way. Fucking, if you look at politics, anytime one side does something, they blame the other side and vice versa. I promise if there was any kind of accountability in politics, then we actually have change that people want. 100%.
BDC for president?
Hey. Motherfuckers ain't ready. Nah, but I'm just saying.
First lady got it.
If there is accountability, if there's accountability, if there's accountability in any kind of opportunity that you have to present it, then there will be change. That's just how it fucking is. You can be wrong, you can be right. If everybody's accountable for their own actions, change can't happen. That is a real fucking thing. And if I'm fucking wrong, you can always tell me how. But I just feel like that. You don't have to say, but you don't have accountability. Doesn't have to be a negative thing. You can be accountable for the right things too, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you were a person that fucking funded somebody's dream or was that pat on the back for them or whatever like that, you were accountable to make somebody a better person or to make a situation better, and that allows that change to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because we all feel good when we do shit right. You know what I'm saying? So you're accountable for making something that still brings change. So I think we all should look at it that way.
Jerry, what do you think?
I think I really, really like South Central. It's one of those movies that had a very big impact on me because of the messages that it put forth. The biggest takeaway that I love about the movie is it shows that black men love their children, because we know how America is. We always like to have this context of black men leaving their children and not really caring about their children, or being deadbeat fathers, or, just really riding down on black men. But there are black men out there who really love their children. Despite the mistakes that they make, they love their children. So I really liked the message, because that was what was the overarching message in this movie. But also redemption. How Bobby Johnson, if y'all didn't know, OG Bobby Johnson, the song, is inspired by OG Bobby Johnson in this movie. So how he redeemed himself. He went from, having this certain mindset about his gang, and, he's for the streets, and, just being like a thug, like a gangster, into saying, no, I'm going to be a man. I'm going to be a good man. I'm going to be an honest man. And I'm going to be a father to my son, most of all, because I don't want him to make the same mistakes I made. And I don't want him to die. And I don't want him to, be in trouble with the law or all that stuff. He wanted to give his son the best life he could. And I liked that too. But it also provides like a historical context of, can I say? I don't want to say, I'm not going to reference the actual gang, but it does, this movie is about a real gang. So it does have a historical context of like how a very loose story of how this gang got started and how it became such a big deal that it is now, or that it was at one point in time.
You think it's like pretty much like a false brotherhood in a sense? Does that make sense?
No, I'm not saying that.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying that in the sense of like a real gang.
No, not a false brotherhood. I ain't saying nothing like that. You trying to get me killed? What's wrong with you?
Ain't no motherfucker gonna be looking up like that. They'll probably have a response video. It's 2023.
Gang bang on the mirror.
You might have like West Side Story outside the house. Like, no. Nah, but I'm just saying. I don't know. That's why I got
Black lives matter. Bear lives matter. All lives matter.
Oh.
Hey, not too much on my pinkness, okay? Anyway.
She ain't pink. She pink.
Pank. Pank lives.
Nah, but get your point across. My bad.
I forgot what I was saying. Historical context. Yeah, it serves that. But also for me, because I never grew up in an environment like this. So to see because to me, that whole like gang life, we out here thugging and like that type of stuff to me was always just in the movies.
Right.
But then again, you have to sit back and realize like people lived like this. And though that may not be my experience, there are people who just like me, because I'm black if y'all didn't know, who are black like me, who did have this experience. And it allows me to relate to them, to see the things that they went through. Even though I didn't live it, I understand your struggle. And I think that sometimes people like to within the black community, we other each other, and we shouldn't do that. Because like, we're at the end of the day, we're all black. So even if we did have different experiences, different life things, like we live different lives, it doesn't matter. Like we can still learn how to relate to each other, even if we didn't, grow up in the same place or had the same experiences as other people. It doesn't mean that one's better than the other or we're different. Like we're all black and we need to unify. All right, I'm done.
All right, for real, I think, yeah, you're right. We all black,
I mean, well, yeah, obviously.
After being the white woman in all of my high school, it's nice to finally have people call me black.
Well, black people say, I'm black, Indian, and
She calling a lot of y'all.
You know what? One thing I can give this movie props for, because I don't know when the fuck that change happened, because we start seeing this a lot in like movies now. But shouts out to not having a white savior trope.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
No white
that's
savior
beautiful.
Yo. Oh my!
I like that
you
too.
are right.
Dangerous Minds, fucking Green Book, fucking what's that? 12 Years a Slave.
Always like person
Come save and like, wait, you don't want to be in this gang? Come on, we can just quit. Come on, like it's none of that shit. Was no white savior trope this time. That was fine.
No, I really love. You know what?
Some of the movies are hard. I'm just appreciating not being in this movie. Like that was kind of cool
because it shows that black people can do it without the help of a quote unquote white savior. It's not necessary in order for you. I have a lot to say on this topic, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
They didn't even bring up God in this movie.
No, this was
They alluded.
It was alluded to.
But no one handed him a Bible like, read this, baby.
What you think?
Paphians 12:15.
Paphians 12:15.
I just made it up because it sounded.
Lord, the lightning strike that is.
Well, what?
Very up.
Where am I close to?
No,
I don't know, but I hope you get far away.
The pathogens.
You said pathogens? That's a science term.
No, that's what you said.
I said Paphians.
Oh, well, that's even worse.
I made it up. It just sounds powerful.
Paphians is a thing.
Paphians sound like they want to tell you something for real.
It's
like,
literally
mythology. Let us know what y'all thought about it.
Honestly, yeah, I would love to know y'all's thoughts on it.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Do y'all think Simba was right for doing what he did?
Anyway.
Yeah, like
all these movies are like Disney movies.
They're not.
How did this not remind you of Toy Story?
let us know.
Andy.
You got in the comments. We want to know what you think.
Any last?
We can't take anything
words?
seriously.
Huh?
Thanks for watching.
Thank you, watching.
Yeah, let's let some stuff
We love you guys. Thank you for bearing this with me.
Y'all for tuning in.